Exclusive contracted novel by Feilu Novel Network. Marvel Bounty Hunter. Despite being just an ordinary high school student, after crossing Marvel, he became a bounty hunter. What? Do we need money to exchange our abilities? Zicheng said, "Hey, have you thought of your last words? Someone spent 3 million to make you die. Tuo Stark. My cousin Tuo Stark, actually only worth 3 million. I'll give 5 million, let me go." Zicheng said, "I am a bounty hunter, and I have professional ethics." Tuo Stark. 50 million. Bounty hunter, let me go. Zicheng said, "No problem, Mr. Asterisk, next time asterisk asterisk dot. There is nothing in this world that money cannot solve. If 1 billion is not enough, then there will be 10 billion. If 10 billion is not enough, then there will be billions and trillions." This is probably the story of an ordinary high school student gradually becoming a money-loving bounty hunter. American TV series Little Wolf, Green. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Absolute Hit LV1. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Where is this? How could I be here? Zicheng did not have the same headache as the conventional walkthrough, he just woke up and appeared in this unfamiliar room. Immediately after, a wave of memories flowed smoothly into his mind. Everything is clear and enlightened. I have traveled through time. Zicheng stood up and looked into the mirror. This is a boy with a combination of Chinese and Western looks, very handsome, and he looks like a killer no matter where he is. Exactly the same. Zicheng touched his cheek. His face is the same as that of a previous life. So, is it through clothing that suddenly awakens memories, or through soul piercing? I thought it was soul piercing. After seeing his own face, Zicheng felt a bit uncertain. In fact, in his past life, he was of mixed race. His father was from China, and his mother was from the Rice Emperor. However, mixed race belongs to mixed race, and he lived in China for at least 10 years during his more than 10 years. Only during certain holidays will I return to the Rice Emperor to meet my grandparents. Does this life seem a bit different? Zicheng is still a bit confused. I don't know what kind of situation my journey belongs to. Because he actually read a guy named Peter Parker in his memory, although he doesn't currently have the name Iron Man, he has the famous playboy Tony Stark. Is this Marvel world? Ding dong. The bounty hunter system is activated. System. Zicheng's spirit was suddenly shaken. Bounty hunter system. Host. Zicheng physical fitness. 1 hunter level. D ability. None. A bright green panel suddenly appeared in front of Zicheng. Is this a character attribute? What is the level of this hunter? What is the function of the bounty hunter system? System. Zicheng asked tentatively. Host, I'm here. Ha. Zicheng breathed a slight sigh of relief. Fortunately, although the system was not a limited solution, it should at least be able to answer his own questions. Next comes the question and answer session. Zicheng also roughly understood the purpose of this system. As the name suggests. Bounty hunter. It's a system that makes him a bounty hunter. Moreover, due to the unique nature of this system, all items and abilities opened in the system mall can be exchanged with money. Of course, this money must be his own. Even if it is snatched, it is possible. Of course, it cannot be said that as long as you see it, it must be money that has no worries about the future after being snatched. However, the amount of money that can be used in the system mall after being snatched will be reduced by 0, which means that 1 billion can be snatched, and only 10 million can be used in the system in the end. This temporarily dispelled Zicheng's desire to snatch money everywhere as he pleased. And Su Zicheng's attention was immediately drawn to the system mall. This Su Zicheng kept flipping down and took a deep breath. There is basically everything in the system mall, but it's just one word. Expensive. Hunter set, clothes, pants, shoes, hats, gloves. Single piece priced at 25,000, full set discounted at 120,000. Single piece can defend against ordinary bullets and external attacks. After collecting a complete set, defense increases, speed increases, attack power increases, and additional magic resistance fire type ability, LV1. Priced at 100,000, it can briefly manipulate flames. Overuse will lead to mental exhaustion. Infinite gem. The price of a single gem is 1 trillion yuan, and the full set is priced at 5 trillion yuan. Unlimited gemstones are not available for sale, but it's really good and expensive. And they are all beautiful knives. If it were to buy directly with money, it would be okay. Although it may be seen as a mental illness, over time, Su Zicheng could easily find the Divine Shield Bureau, give birth to some proof, and ask them to give him money. He could also promote the development of the Earth, occupy the Earth, and defeat the Decepticons. Unfortunately, Su Zicheng couldn't help but shudder at the thought of the system's conditions, wondering if he could earn so much money. By the way, system, do you have any legendary beginner gift packages? He suddenly realized. Isn't it okay to just be a bounty hunter on your own? Su Zicheng, whether in his past life or now, is just an ordinary high school student. At most, he is physically strong and handsome, but when it comes to real strength, there is no such thing as force. As a hunter, not being hunted is good. Su Zicheng did not seek to climb to the sky in one step, as long as he had a starting point. You know, he is very envious of things in the system mall. Unfortunately, I have no money in my pocket and am crying. The system over there seemed to be silent for a while. Ding, distribute the beginner's gift pack. Novice gift pack. Absolute hit rate, LV1, Constitution enhancing potion. Absolute hit, LV1. You can use any item and use your own force to accurately hit any place within your line of sight you want to hit. Constitution enhancement medication. After taking it, the constitution increases by 1. P.S. One night, I was thinking about adding some American dramas. Last year, I watched all 1 to 6 seasons of Little Wolf, and anyone who has watched Little Wolf before. And Green. Chapter 2. First Order. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Later, Su Zicheng flipped through them all again. Then I discovered something. At present, the highest priced items and capabilities in the mall will not exceed the price limit of 10 trillion yuan. Su Zicheng also asked what the reason was for the system. The system's answer is that the host's current level is too low, and they can only know about these products. Moreover, if they want to purchase better things, they should not use this kind of money, but higher levels of money. Su Zicheng has a general understanding. Perhaps it's those amazing items that are difficult to measure with the current amount of money on Earth, right? It's just too expensive, billions or even trillions, and the total cost of the entire Earth may not be enough. Although the current abilities in the mall are also difficult to measure with money in the Queen's High School cafeteria. Peter Parker, who had just entered his first year of high school, sat in a corner with a plate and started eating. However, even while eating, his gaze remained focused on Michael Jones, who had slightly darker skin and curly hair on the side, not far away. It seems like as long as you look at MJ, food can turn fragrant. However, as soon as Peter picked up the sandwich in his hand, he noticed an annoying tall figure sitting directly across from MJ with a plate. MJ doesn't have any intention of being defensive, instead he looks very welcoming. Peter is sore. But he dare not say anything. He has not been bitten by a spider yet, just a thin and small high school student. And what about that man? This guy's name is Tom Holland. He looks good, mainly tall and strong. The most crucial thing is, he really likes MJ. Usually, because I know that Peter also likes MJ, I would go to trouble Peter from time to time. If there were no accidents, Peter would be beaten up hard. Peter now has a psychological shadow over Tom Holland. Tom Holland, who was chatting happily with MJ, seemed to have noticed Peter's gaze. He seized the opportunity to turn around and give Peter a proud look, and even clenched his fist. Then turn around in seconds and continue chatting with MJ. Peter was brutally threatened, pinched the sandwich tightly, and took a fierce bite. He is very dissatisfied. At this point, a gentle breeze brushed past, and an additional person appeared next to Peter. Peter, do you want to beat up that guy? Peter looked over. The person who came was Zicheng. Zicheng, of course I did. Peter shrugged helplessly inside, but I can't beat him. That guy is too strong. I'll help you beat him up. Zicheng said with a smile. Really? Peter's eyes lit up. Zicheng's physique is similar to Tom Holland's, so if you want to beat him up, there may be hope. 50 yuan. Zicheng raised an eyebrow and extended 2 fingers, saying, I am responsible for all professional services. 50. Peter was slightly taken aback and his face looked a bit embarrassed. Can we make it a little cheaper? He is not from a wealthy family either. Peter. Suzy patted Peter's shoulder with a long focus and said, I am responsible for everything. If the teacher catches me, what do you think I will do? Besides, after hitting that guy, he definitely won't dare to approach MJ. It won't be much more than 50 yuan by then. Promise quickly. Promise quickly. Zicheng really wants to say that as a bounty hunter, 50 yuan is already very little, okay. However, this statement may be perceived as a mental illness. Let's just forget it. In short, completing the first order quickly is the most important thing, otherwise. Peter was still hesitating at first. But at this moment, Tom Holland turned his head again and shook his fist like a swagger, making a few lip movements as if he was going to beat him up later. With this incident, Peter glanced at MJ and thought of what Zicheng had said, instantly making up his mind. Okay, deal. Zicheng rubbed his fingers and looked like a financial addict. Money comes first, then things are done. Peter struggled to take out 50 pieces of rice gold from his pocket. Zicheng snatched the money and stuffed it into his pocket. He stood up and said, Thank you for your patronage. Peter looked at Zicheng's back and suddenly felt a little heartbroken. 50 yuan, that's his food money for several days, but the thought of Tom Holland being beaten hard and afraid to approach MJ made him feel very comfortable. Peter is waiting to watch the play. Zicheng's mood is also good. Finally found the first order. Although he said he forcibly brought it in. Alas, what about the agreed bounty hunter? Why are they so forced? P.S. Second watch, seeking collection, tips, flowers. Do you look down on slingshots in Chapter 3? You are listening at novel.full.audio. However, although there is a small complaint in my heart. But Zicheng didn't say anything because it was something he wanted to do. After obtaining the 2 abilities of the beginner gift pack, the system has released a task. Completing the first order within 3 days, the absolute hit and constitution potion will completely and permanently belong to Zicheng. If the first order is not received within 3 days, all abilities will be revoked. This is also the reason why Zicheng forcefully solicited customers and took action for 50 yuan. He doesn't have any impressive equipment in his hands. There is currently no way out. It is simply impossible to take on the task within 3 days. So we have to do it this way. I think he can also be considered a bounty hunter. Zicheng twitched at the corner of his mouth, comforting himself in his heart. He swore that this was his first and last time shooting for 50 yuan. Hey! After Su Zicheng left his seat, he walked straight to Tom Holland's side and patted his shoulder. Tom Holland furrowed his brows and stood up very dissatisfied. He asked in an unfriendly tone, "What are you doing?" "He is chatting happily with MJ. Suddenly being disturbed by someone naturally makes me very unhappy. I'm going to beat you up now." Su Zicheng looked at him and said seriously. Peter, who had been paying attention to the situation here, suddenly covered his eyes. He began to doubt whether his 50 yuan was going to be wasted. Peter doesn't often fight. But he also understands. Under the same hardware conditions, it is easiest to win a surprise attack without any defense from the opponent. "We're all going to fight now." Like Su Zicheng, he walked over in a daze and said, "I'm going to beat you up." There were really a few of them, and they were very, very, very rare. They were as rare as red wine paired with garlic. Except for Peter. The bustling students nearby also noticed the situation here. They also had no one to stop them. On the contrary, there were very interested onlookers around. There are even many men shouting to start fighting. After all, the first year of high school is a period of countless hormonal outbursts in the second year of middle school. If someone wants to fight, let alone let them obstruct it, it's still good not to provoke. Ha! Tom Holland couldn't believe his ears and almost burst out laughing. He deliberately placed his hand in a trumpet shape next to his ear and sneered, "What did you say?" "Say it again." "I said, I'm going to beat you up." Su Zicheng repeated it seriously again. Then he reached into the inner pocket of his chest clothes. However, what he didn't expect was. This action actually made Tom Holland wary and he took a few steps back. "What are you doing?" His hand had quietly gripped the chair behind him. Free America, gunfight every day. Even in high school, there are cases of armed injuries and even gun injuries. Although Tom Holland has a strong drive, it doesn't mean he's just a fool. What if Su Zicheng takes out a gun from his pocket? Although the probability is very small. But not afraid of 10,000, just in case. Tom Holland thinks it's better to be a little more cautious. When people around saw this situation, they all became rioted and moved away from the battlefield. At this moment, Peter, who was standing beside him, took advantage of this opportunity and quickly ran to MJ's side, grabbing his hand and pulling him aside. This is Peter's first time holding on to MJ's hand. So, Peter is very satisfied. He already felt that even if Su Zicheng didn't beat Tom Holland hard, 50 yuan would be worth it. "I've told you I'm going to beat you up." It's normal to ask once, but it's okay to ask twice. If you ask 3 times, are you intellectually disabled? Under the gaze of everyone, Su Zicheng I took out a metal slingshot from my pocket. Then he took a few marbles and played them around in his hand. A discerning person can tell what he is going to do. Tom Holland looked at the slingshot in Su Zicheng's hand. I don't even care about Su Zicheng's words. Suddenly burst into laughter. "Ha ha ha. Slingshot. Are you going to beat me up with a slingshot? Little one, you're looking for a beating, you know." Tom Holland felt that he didn't need to get angry with Su Zicheng. The only thing he needed to do was give him a fat beating and teach him how to be a good grandson. After a mockery, he exposed a mouthful of white teeth, twisted his fist fiercely, and picked up the chair next to him, exuding a fierce aura. Tisk. Su Zicheng, smash it, smash your mouth. Pull the slingshot open and fully pull it. Aim at Tom Holland casually. Are you looking down on slingshots? Let go. Sure, everyone only saw a white shadow flash past and hit Tom Holland's tiger mouth with a whoosh. Ow. P.S. Spider-Man's actor Dutch brother's name is Tom Holland, do you understand what I mean? Tom Holland finds someone to beat Tom Holland, I find someone to beat myself, Chapter 4. Targeting and hitting with precision. You are listening at novel full.audio. A painful cry rang out. Tom Holland felt pain and his entire right arm was numb. His fingers were uncontrollably weak and he let go, causing the chair to fall to the ground. My left hand tightly covered my right hand, so painful that I couldn't speak. Zicheng is very satisfied. He certainly made a deliberate move. The area around the tiger's mouth hurts even when pinched, and with just a little force, it feels like your hands are going to numb. Being hit by a marble feels sour and refreshing, tisk tsk. However, satisfaction comes from satisfaction. Zicheng did not mean to stop. The order he received was to give Tom Holland a beating. Is this called a beating? Not called. Leisurely pulled out a marble. Pull the slingshot full. Poor Tom Holland hasn't come to his senses yet. The marble hit him hard on the nose once. A sharp pain came. Ah! Nasal blood spurted out in an instant. Tears kept flowing down. Tom Holland wants to cover his nose. But my hand just reached out. Another marble flew over. Ow! Instantly retracted his hand and covered his abdomen in pain. Next, it's time for Zicheng to perform alone. The slingshot with one hand is superb, hitting wherever it points. Left shoulder, right shoulder, and another forearm. I play as long as it is within the reach of one's gaze, one can hit 100 shots. This is the terrifying aspect of absolute hit, LV1. In fact, with Zicheng's current physique of 2, he can completely lift this guy up and fight. But where is the use of using a slingshot to play with? And he just acquired the absolute hit skill, although only LV1, his hands are itching. Poor Tom Holland was completely reduced to Zicheng's toy target. Ah! The excruciating pain made it impossible for him to resist, and Tom Holland wanted to escape. But the marble immediately hit his left big toe. It's like being stepped on by an elephant. Tom Holland's body instantly tilted and fell to the ground with a thud. Ah! I was wrong. I was wrong. Don't hit me. Please. Next. This 1.8-meter tall man actually lay on the ground and started crying. The one crying is called a tragedy, and the one tearing the heart and lungs. Tears and runny nose mixed together. The contrast with his physique is simply not too great. Zicheng stopped the slingshot. Awkwardly touch your nose. Beat him like this, it's so pitiful, I can't even bear to take action. However, Zicheng was just thinking that he would not have any pity for this guy. Firstly, he is an emotionless bounty hunter. Secondly, although hiding well in front of MJ, Tom Holland is a perpetrator of campus violence, and the pain he feels today is all self-inflicted. Zicheng pulled out his slingshot again and pulled the bowstring full. Prepare to give Tom Holland a final blow and let him sleep soundly. And Tom Holland, lying on the ground crying, saw this scene. After taking a breath of cold air in fear, my eyes rolled over and I fell into a coma. Zicheng's mouth twitched. I had to awkwardly retrieve the marbles. We've all fainted, can't we wake him up and give him another one to make him faint again? Ding! The first task has been completed. Congratulations to the host for obtaining absolute hit and permanent use rights of constitution enhancing potions. Listen to the task completion prompt sound in your mind. Zicheng breathed a sigh of relief. Finally made it. He is in a much better mood. He waved his slingshot towards Peter, who was already stunned not far away, and said, "Mission completed, go eat something." Zicheng's action directly exposed that it was Tom Holland who Peter had beaten him up. Perhaps others are not clear. But MJ saw Zicheng's movements clearly. He gave Peter a surprised look. Cough. Peter coughed awkwardly and cursed Zicheng countless times in his heart. Zicheng really went to eat. I just went from the East Cafeteria to the West Cafeteria. After all, the East Cafeteria is a bit chaotic now, and Tom Holland is fainting there. It's already noon. People are like iron, rice and steel. If they don't eat a meal, they will feel hungry, especially if their physique is even stronger than that of ordinary people. Therefore, relatively speaking, there will be much more nutrition to support their physique. Su Zicheng had a good meal. The food in the cafeteria is still cheap, but it's not very delicious. Chicken is like artificial food, and you can't taste any meat. Go to a Chinese restaurant another day. Su Zicheng has just finished sweeping all the food on the table. The teacher came knocking on the door. P.S. The fourth watch is over, brothers are cute, let's throw some flowers. About this book, must read. You are listening at novel full.audio. This book is reopened, so there should be brothers who have read it, right? Slanting smile, at that time, Feilu was updating, forcing me to cut off the new book issue for a full half-month. It would be boring to continue writing. Now I want to reopen it and continue writing. Then I also want to tell new readers that this book has 4 updates every day, and American dramas such as Little Wolf and Green will be added. Of course, it doesn't matter if you haven't watched them before, because they won't involve the plot and only have characters. It doesn't matter if you look at them as original characters. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 5. Preferential zones. You are listening at novel full.audio. At this moment, everyone understands why the teacher came to the door. However, Su Zicheng did not panic at all. Because he is very particular about where his slingshot hits, at most it hurts Tom Holland. There is really no harm at all. It has been proven that this is indeed the case. The teacher is a middle-aged man with a big beard, and his attitude towards Su Zicheng is relatively good, which also indirectly confirms Su Zicheng's ideas. The fight just now did not cause any substantial damage to Tom Holland. The teacher talked to Su Zicheng for a while. The general idea is to ask Su Zicheng to deliver something to the medical room later. Of course, it's just persuasion, verbally speaking. There is no intention of punishing Su Zicheng severely. Su Zicheng promised and roast in his heart. Tom Holland is really annoying, even the teacher doesn't like him. The teacher saw Su Zicheng's appearance and also realized that he didn't care about these things at all. After a few words, he left. Tom Holland was originally a bad student. Su Zicheng is usually very popular at school due to his handsome appearance and good academic performance. His teachers and classmates all like him very much. So this time, the teacher and classmates were more inclined towards Tom Holland provoking Su Zicheng and being beaten up by Su Zicheng. After the afternoon course, Su Zicheng returned home. This is a villa. In this world, his parents have both died and he has no relatives. Fortunately, his parents left him a small villa, a car, and some savings. If you deposit, it will cost about 300,000 yuan. Enough for him to live until he graduates from college and starts working. Su Zicheng doesn't feel much about it. Because he doesn't have any emotional foundation with his parents in this world either. The only regret is that those $300,000 cannot be used in the system mall. Otherwise, not to mention invincibility, at least improve the absolute hit skill to LV2. During the afternoon class, Su Zicheng studied the absolute hit. I have a rough understanding of the concept of absolute hitting the top 2 levels. If LV1 is used, any object thrown or shot with one's own strength will hit the target with all eyes. What does the self-power here mean? It's like bows, slingshots, or throwing weapons. But firearms are different. Firearms use the power of a handgun, and Su Zicheng's own power does not come into contact with bullets, so firearms are of little use to Su Zicheng at present. At present, Su Zicheng's strength, in terms of shooting ability, is definitely the pinnacle of humanity, slightly more powerful than Eagle Eye. If LV1 is still within the normal range, LV2 belongs to the category of superpowers. As long as one uses their own power. Regardless of the strength, as long as it is launched, it will hit the target regardless of everything. At this stage, it is not limited to the area within sight. What does this mean? Even if Su Zicheng only lightly bounced and only traveled 1 meter in 1 minute, even if it completely did not conform to physics, it would still hit the target. Shoot an arrow towards the sun, it will hit the kind. Of course, it is not without flaws. The only flaw is that if the load-bearing object of force, such as a bow and arrow, is fatally struck, it will be broken. Su Zicheng didn't understand where the critical point of this fatal blow was. Because currently he is only LV.1 and can only know some information about LV.2. As for LV3, forget it, he doesn't deserve to know. Su Zicheng sighed. Although other abilities are impressive. But it doesn't hinder his longing for LV2 at all. Unfortunately. Upgrading absolute hit from LV1 to LV2 requires a full $1 million. Even if we sell him as a whole, it's not enough. Su Zicheng glanced at his balance. That's only $6,050. 6,000 is the startup fund gifted by the system. Actually, it was originally only 5,000, but under Su Zicheng's reasonable argument, the system added 1,000 on the second floor, and the remaining 50 was naturally earned from Peter. It's so difficult for me. Su Zicheng could only force himself not to think about those things. Go ahead and earn money. Flipped through the system mall. Su Zicheng suddenly discovered a deeply hidden area. Discount zone. It is indeed hidden very deep. You need to flip through the product to the bottom, and this thing will only appear in the introduction below. Su Zicheng was very suspicious that the Kengdai system was deliberately manipulated and didn't want to know where the discount zone was. Fortunately, I was careful. Otherwise, I don't know how much money I'll lose. Su Zicheng opened a discount zone. And then I discovered a very deceitful thing, that is, there are only 2 discounted items in the discount area. Hunter set physical enhancement medication, and with less than 3 hours left, the discount will be cancelled. P.S. May Day, Seeking Collection, Flowers, Tips. Chapter 6. Newcomer Discounts. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Hunter set, original price 120000, current price only 50,000, continuous discounts, price reductions, great benefits, surprises, genuine discounts, if you want to buy now. Physique enhancing medication, originally priced at 30,000, now only priced at 10,000. If you want to buy it, hurry up. These are all labeled with slogans, as if trying to seduce Su Zicheng. Su Zicheng's eyes are red. Looking at these 2 items in the discount area, he was drooling. This discount is indeed heartfelt, with one half cut and the other only costing 1/3 of the money. The discount zone is a good thing. But Su Zicheng glanced at his own balance. A pitiful 6,050 yuan. Even if he cuts in half, he can't afford it at all. Watching the discount time change from 3 hours to 2 hours. Su Zicheng finally couldn't sit still. System, can we offer a little discount? He pitifully found the system and said, you said I'm just a newcomer, can't I have a newcomer discount or something? Yes, the host, the system seemed to be unable to bear his greasy words and replied. Ah. Do you really have it? Now it was Su Zicheng's turn to be stunned. Because he just casually said it without any hope. Unexpectedly, there really is. Yes, the host is considered a novice hunter within a month of becoming a hunter. During this month, there are 3 new hunters discounts available. Su Zicheng was pleasantly surprised that the system still had this feature. How much discount? A discount. Holy crap, Su Zicheng almost suffocated. 1 discount. Isn't that saying you can buy 2 things from the discount zone? Wait. Su Zicheng suddenly regained his senses and remembered a question. The discount for newcomers within a month. Are you not planning to tell me about the system? Cough, no, it's just that you didn't ask. The system felt a bit guilty. Pit dad, I almost got tricked by the dog system. Suzy felt grateful that he had just casually asked a question, otherwise he might have been focusing on saving money for a month instead of buying things in the mall. This will result in the invalidation of the new employee discount. Okay, I need to buy it now. Su Zicheng's eyes sparkled with stars. Rubbing my hands, I decisively chose to purchase the hunter set. Do you want to use new employee discounts? Yes/no use. After the discount, the value is 5,000. Payment. Looking at the 4 big characters of successful purchase in front of her, Suzy laughed happily. But it didn't stop. But instead, he turned around and bought a physical enhancement potion. After the discount, the value is 1,000. After buying these 2 things, Su Zicheng only has 50 yuan left. I casually limited my money range in the mall, thinking about buying a bao or something, but found something. Underground trading venue admission ticket. Value 50, can guide the host to the underground trading venue, and can be used as an identity entry certificate for any underground trading venue. I lost it. Su Zicheng was shocked. Is this ability too strong? Surprisingly, it's only 50. He strongly suspects that the price was reduced by a few zeros when the system was launched. In order to prevent the system from wanting to default, Su Zicheng bought it directly. This thing is really too important for him at present. Of course, he might be foolish to use a 1% discount on something that costs only $50, without using a 1% discount. After purchasing the coupon, his account balance was successfully reset to 0. Although Su Zicheng spent all the money and even used it twice with a 10% discount, he was very satisfied. If possible, he would also like to offer a 10% discount on things that are easily worth trillions, but unfortunately, even if they are discounted, he cannot afford them. Everything he buys now is very useful for himself at this stage. Although I feel a bit uncertain whether the system intentionally tricked me into spending all my money like this. But if that's the case, he only has 1 sentence. Please let the system trap me a few more times. Su Zicheng took out the physical enhancement potion with satisfaction. Take a sip. The difference between the physique-enhancing drugs in the discount zone and the gift package for beginners is mentioned in the introduction that the effect is stronger. Drink the constitution-enhancing potion. Feeling the surging power in his body, Su Zicheng opened his personal panel. Bounty Hunter System Host. Su Zicheng Physical Fitness. 5 Hunter Level. D Ability. Absolute Hit, LV1, PS, readers, please give me some fresh flowers. It's been so long, only 100 flowers, and the data is so poor. I'm exhausted. Chapter 7. The Beginning of Bounty Hunters. You are listening at novelfull.audio. My physical condition has increased by 3. More than doubled. Su Zicheng was very surprised. Of course, this does not mean that one's strength has only doubled. You should know that the current absolute hit still relies on one's own strength, and the stronger one's own strength, the stronger the absolute hit. That's the truth. Accurate return. But if the speed and strength are not enough, it is impossible to kill people, and even slightly more powerful, normal people, such as the American team, may easily grab and block arrows shot by Su Zicheng. But now it's different. Su Zicheng's physical fitness has increased, more than 5 times that of an ordinary person. Although he is still a bit inferior to the American team, he has already had the strength to fight, regardless of combat skills or absolute hit skills. Not to mention the equipment of bounty hunters. Su Zicheng took out the bounty hunter set. As introduced. Clothes, pants, shoes, hats, gloves, a total of 5 pieces. A black trench coat with a mane tone. Handsome and simple in appearance. Just by looking at it, there is a sense of mystery. Is the hat actually in the form of a hood? How many black lines appeared on Su Zicheng's forehead, and how could you still sell the hats and clothes of the hooded windbreaker separately? What kind of immortal pit daddy are you? But to be honest, this set is really handsome and perfectly matches the 4 words of a bounty hunter. When Su Zicheng saw it, he felt a bit reluctant to put it down. Oh, this color tone, oh, this fabric nice. After getting tired of it for a while, Su Zicheng put on the suit. It has to be said that the set bonus is strong. As soon as Su Zicheng put it on, his overall demeanor changed, from a sunny boy to a gloomy bounty hunter. And Su Zicheng also felt it. His strength, speed, and even dynamic vision have greatly increased. And it seems that these clothes can also be bulletproof. There are no guns at home either. Su Zicheng went to find a knife, first cut it, and then fiercely slashed at his chest with great force. His physique itself is 5 times that of an ordinary person, and with the increased power of the hunter suit, what is the concept of being very forceful? It can definitely easily blow a person's head out. It is definitely not much weaker than the destructive power of bullets. However, this is the attack. The clothes do not cause any damage. But the knife broke directly. Su Zicheng himself did not feel any pain, only felt that the area being attacked had the same intensity as a massage. This is not the reason why the hunter suit has reached its limit, but it is deliberately set so that no one wearing the hunter suit can attack him without his knowledge. These are very obvious bonuses that can be felt. If the team ahead is weaker than the US team. So if Su Zicheng were to fight against the US team now, it could be considered a drop, especially with the exaggerated defense. It's a bit difficult for the US team to break through the defense. This bonus is really not an ordinary exaggeration. Perhaps it may not be worth mentioning in Marvel, but for his early days, it was definitely a very terrifying piece of equipment. Su Zicheng was very fortunate to have bought this set. Not to mention spending only 5,000, the original price of 120,000 is definitely worth it. I have tried everything that needs to be tried, but there is still magic resistance in the introduction of the hunter set. I don't know how to try it, but after thinking for a while, I can't find a way. I can't go to Kamatage and let Gui beat me up, right? Remove the hunter suit and place it in the space of the system mall. Su Zicheng took out the 3rd item he purchased tonight. This is a very ordinary looking admission ticket. But as soon as she got it, Su Zicheng felt its uniqueness. Just hold it. His mind will be centered around himself, with a few red dots appearing. Red dots represent well-known underground trading venues. The thicker the red dot, the larger and more terrifying the underground trading venue is. Ordinary garbage cannot enter this voucher. There are 3 red dots in New York City. Su Zicheng sighed and exclaimed. I really don't understand why this good thing is only worth 50. Host, only you will think this is a good thing, and even those with some connections will not be willing to spend these 50 on it. The system hit him without hesitation. Su Zicheng's face stiffened. Although the system was telling the truth. It's hard not to break it down. I couldn't put it down and played this hunter set and underground exchange admission ticket until midnight. Su Zicheng finally fell asleep. No one knows. Just tonight. A bounty hunter, officially starting. P.S. Second watch, seeking collection, flowers, and evaluation tickets. Yee. Chapter 8. Hunting Tony Stark. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The next morning. Su Zicheng came to school with a backpack on his back for class. However, although it was class, Su Zicheng appeared somewhat absent-minded, holding the underground trading venue admission ticket in his hand and looking hesitant. He is considering which trading venue is better to go to. He has never been to these 3 red dots. The larger the red light, the larger the underground trading venue, and the smaller it is. Small ones may not necessarily have their own desired tasks. Big ones may be dangerous. Zicheng said he was a bounty hunter, but in reality, he was just a high school student. A morning has passed. Biting his nails, Zicheng's expression suddenly turned fierce. Damn it, if we want to take on big tasks, we can go to big trading venues. With my current strength, how can I not go to these places? Do whatever you say. In the afternoon, Zicheng took a long leave with the school teacher and also said goodbye to Little Spider. If he could find his desired task, Little Spider might have become that good neighbor of New York the next time he comes back. The reason for taking a long leave is also very simple. Zicheng is of mixed Chinese and American descent. Although he is an orphan, many people believe that he still has relatives in distant ***, and his teacher is no exception. Therefore, Zicheng simply said that he would go back to ***, to see his grandparents, which would take a month. Before entering university, the United States adhered to a happy education system. Although a month was somewhat outrageous, the teachers from the Academic Affairs Office still approved Zicheng for the sake of his parents passing away. Zicheng was actually not very clear about how long his trip would last. It could be a week, 2 weeks, or even a few days before he could come back. After all, I haven't even taken on any tasks yet. In the afternoon and evening, Zicheng stayed at home to rest. Nurture one's spirit. He didn't wake up until early in the morning when there were hardly any people on the roadside. Wearing a hunter suit and hiding her tender face under the shadow of her hood, Zicheng tightened her collar and rushed out of the house. Damn it, bounty hunters act like street mice. Zicheng roast while avoiding 1 or 2 drunkard passers-by occasionally. Bounty hunter, what a powerful 4-word phrase, how could it be completely different to me? Forget it, anyway, bounty hunters are not professions that can exist openly under the sun. Walking on the dark road, Zicheng followed the map in his mind and headed towards the largest red dot. The distance from the red dot is getting closer and closer. Zicheng also came to a narrow alley. Surrounded by bags of garbage, with all kinds of things inside, just looking at it can be nauseating. Zicheng pursed his lips in disgust. If it weren't for the hunter suit having a function similar to purifying the air, he might have been able to spit it out on the spot. It was so disgusting. Really, why do underground trading venues always have to be in such places? Zicheng held the black card-shaped entrance ticket to the underground trading venue and slid towards a small iron door next to him. The small iron door opened in response. Passing through another alley, pushing open a door, a place resembling a bar caught Zicheng's eye. This place is different from the desolation outside. Many people of all kinds gather together, either drinking loudly or discussing some hidden things in a low voice. Zicheng silently observed all of this. It looks like an ordinary bar, but he understands that everyone here may have more than 5 lives on their hands, all of whom are well-trained assassins and thugs. Although Zicheng was wearing a hunter suit, he did not attract the attention of others. At most, he could do whatever he needed with just a glance. This place is already a mix of good and bad, and his abnormal attire is nothing but normal. There were no friends here, so Zicheng went straight to the task center. At the same time, I also saw a bounty mission. Hunting Tony Stark, bounty. $*$, Zicheng squinted his eyes. A whole $10 million. It also firmly occupies the top position in this underground trading venue. However, this task has clearly existed here for a long time, otherwise others would definitely be surprised, rather than appearing as if nothing had happened now. After all, who is Tony Stark? Hunting down the extremely wealthy man with an unknown value. Which silly task was assigned? Moreover, Tony's identity is not just a simple billionaire, whether he is a scientist or not, just his father, the founder of the Divine Shield, a supergiant. There are people up there, who dares to hunt him. Are you okay? If it can really be hunted, let alone 10 million, it's 1 billion, even 10 billion, I believe many people are willing to give it. To put it bluntly, if one could have the ability to hunt and kill Tony Stark, would they still lack this $10 million? Finding Tony to extort a wave is not as fragrant as 10 million. P.S. Free watches, seeking collection, rewards, flowers. Hunter set and equipment concept map. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The protagonist's hunter suit and equipment are probably like this. But to be more concise, by so many fancy decorations. Of course, don't treat the people in the picture as the main characters. It's better to rely on everyone to imagine the appearance of the protagonist, and then ask for your comments. It's been a long time since anyone commented, woo-woo. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th.